Oh, something got it. Oh, yeah. Here we go. This is... yes. Nice. Oh, he got off. Oh, buddy, he got off. He broke my line. He broke my line. He was nice. Here we have one of my favorite lures, the Salty Super Fluke. My favorite color for the Fluke is the green pumpkin, but we've got watermelon that we're going to demonstrate on. They come generally in packages of 10 to a pack. These are brand new. Now my favorite way of rigging the Fluke is to make it weedless. And in order to do so, here's how you will see most people rig the Fluke. They'll go in here, they'll come out like this. And then they'll go back in that lip there and rig it something like this. Now there really is no right or way wrong to do it. It's just your preference, and just depending on, you know, where you're fishing at, I guess. But I like to rig it up opposite of that. Couple of reasons. This is how I like to rig it up. Same way, just backwards, to where I'm coming in the solid end and I'm resting that hook right in that lip. It does not hinder setting the hook in any way, shape, or form. I just decided to do this one day when I really wasn't getting any hits hooking it up the other way. I decided to switch it up a bit, and whenever I rigged it up like this, I started catching bass left and right on this thing when the other way wasn't working. But like I said, it's really about your preference. So I like to hook it up this way for a couple reasons. It helps to make it more weedless. You don't have the barb exposed like you would the other way. It's rested down in there in that lip, and you know, because I fish around a lot of weeds and moss, and so no, it's not going to eliminate it totally, but it does help eliminate it some. So this just with no weight, the action on these things, they drop pretty quickly. For a soft plastic lure, they'll sink pretty quickly, and this gives it a good dying bait fish action, I believe. So. There are different ways to hook these things up. This is one of the ways. The other way to hook these things up, rig these up, if you wanted to get into deeper water quicker, you would add a bullet weight to it, and that would help it sink a whole lot quicker and get down to the bottom a little bit faster. Now it's just about your preference, and really with bass fishing, it's good to experiment with different ways to see which works best for you. And in one way in one lake may work, and that same way may not work in another lake, and you have to rig it up a totally different way for it to work. So these are the two primary ways of rigging up a Zoom Fluke. Now, I have recently thought of a third way, And I have not looked into if anybody does it this way or if anybody has tried it this way. But I got to thinking about how catfish, and you're probably wondering, okay, what does catfishing have to do with rigging a Zoom Fluke? Well, it's all in how rigging it at the bottom with catfish bait. How I do it. With catfish, I'll hook up a swivel, three-way swivel, and have one line coming off with your bait, and then the second one right here would be for a weight at the end of it. So the action that it would give is your weight would be sitting at the bottom, but you really don't want, same with catfish bait, you don't want your lures to be at the necessarily in the very bottom of the weeds or in the very bottom of the moss. You know, a lot of good action comes from jigging a lure like this just on top of a moss bed or weed bed, just jigging it right up on top of there. So depending on how thick the weeds and the moss are, you can set a line coming from this way with a weight, and that weight would be down at the very bottom of the lake, while your lure has a line attached that's much shorter, and you can jig that above the weeds. And this third line would be, of course, going up to your rod. So we will demonstrate that as well and see how that works. Alright, so got my three-way swivel on one end of it. Got the weight, probably a little heavier weight than I would like to use, but that's all I have right now. I haven't had a chance to get any. And then with a little bit shorter line is my Fluke. So you can kind of see how I got it rigged up there. And the water is really shallow right now. I'm just going to kind of
jig it and work it back slowly. Ooh, there's a hit. Oh, got it. It worked. It works. Look at that. First cast. I mean, he's a little guy. First cast. Look at that. I'm just throwing it out in the middle. With the water being as shallow as it is. Another hit. Got him. Got him. 2 casts, 2 fish on the new rig. Oh, come on, get it. Oh, he got off. He was decent. He was decent. Yeah. He was probably a couple pounds. Nothing to write home about, but all right, this is cool. Two casts, 2 hits, 1 official fish. Just jigging this off the bottom with that weight, and you can kind of feel him hit it when it's on its way down. There's another one. Got him. Let's bring it in. I hope I got the hook set in. Oh man, where you going? Where you going? Oh. I mean, look at that. 3 casts, 3 fish off that fluke and weight. I'm just doing one smooth jig up and letting it fall. Kind of give a little bit of a pause when it hits the bottom, because that jig is going to hit the, or that weight is going to hit the bottom before the fluke will. Oh, there's a hit. Got him. Oh, all right. Four casts, 4 fish. This is incredible. Four casts, four 4 casts, 4 fish. Oh, took my fluke. Not sure what happened to it. He hammered it right in front of me. This is working better than I expected. But just to recap what I'm doing, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but I got that 3-way swivel, and you'll see there's not a fluke on there right now because the fish just took it off. And then down just a little bit further is the weight. So you can kind of see a little bit of distance there. The line is probably about 8 to 10 inches shorter than where the weight's at. So that fluke is always above and ahead of that weight on the bottom. Where it's landing, even though I'm casting out in the middle, can't be any more than 3 or 4 feet. Oh, something hit it. Right there. Man, this is fun. Whew. He's little. Got one, but he's little. I think he is. Yeah, he's little. Still putting up a good fight, though. Whoa! Oh, he's bigger than I thought. He was just bringing it in. Got him. Plucking them up off the bottom using this new rig. Forgive me if this rig has been used before by others. Like I said before, I've never seen anybody else use it. I've never researched it. So people could have been using it for 1,000 years and I wouldn't know it. But it's at least new to me. Something in it. What's it doing? Did you have it? Yeah, something got it. He's little. He's little. Well, you're kidding me. Bluegill. A bluegill. Huh. Alright, so I was catching them on that fluke with this rig, this bottom rig, left and right, so almost every cast. I wanted to see if the culprit 10-inch purple rubber worm would work. the same way. So we're going to try it out. Oh, something got it. Oh, yeah. Here we go. This is... yes. Nice. Oh, he got off. Oh, buddy, he got off. He broke my line. He broke my line. He was nice. Oh, I don't think that last one was any more than 4 or 5. And I know my line just might be kind of weak. Holy cow, got another one. Get it as the worm was sinking. Oh my goodness. That last one I don't think was any more than 4 or 5. I just didn't get to my drag in time. Had my finger on it right when he took off and broke it. But there it is. Culprit on that not jig rig, that bottom rig. Oh, there's a hit. Oh man. I hit it again. Got him that time. Nope. Ah. Oh, I did. Oh. All right. Little guy, but still fun.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Please like, subscribe, and share. I love to go on fishing adventures. Bass, catfish, crappie, bluegill, walleye, muskie, stripers. Bring it on. I love to fish.